I've gone from just doing it, muttering it out loud kind of to myself before doing anything with the image, going, I'm not gonna look at it. I just hit screen record and I just throw it into GIMP. I'll throw it into GIMP. And then I hit auto equalize, which is often that's all I need to do before things sort of pop out and I don't know, reveal when there's some things going on. Just before I went on with it, I thought, because I'd already sat without doing anything to it, looked at these different things, and then it's like, it's just interesting how, the same things. It's the same old, but I mean, it's just straight away. They popped out and revealed more in auto equalize straight away. Clearly, I don't. My kind of pussy house was. There's a possibility of going through what I'd already said, but but then as I said before, and there's be a number of ways that'll bring out the same things that I see in my eyes. What often stands out is this is a layering type thing, and there's a depth issue, and it's not just that it's an alleged old picture. It's because it's a similar sort of thing happens now. The more I'll look at something, it's like the more obvious little definition will show me, reveal a bit more about what's actually kind of going on. With my eyes, I was looking at this as the original picture, and I was like, what the fuck? Because I could see that straight away. I could say, well, hey, if this is dude's hand and arm, and it was like, it joins onto this, so that his mouth, but without going on and then hearing myself being self-conscious that I might be, critiquing and judging a man or woman's appearance, in a rude and there's a word for it. I seem to have lost something just hurt my ear, and I just lost the whole. What I presume with thoughts that have now become mere veneer or completely clear from the words I'm able to say right here, because something seemed to, for whatever reason, I had some things in my mind and they're harder to find at this point in time, so I'll fill the space with other words. This is the usual case. They'll pop back in their own time, and that sometimes is suitable for my time and my mind, and it's my dream, and it doesn't matter, I'll do this again another time. And it's funny that when I started this, or like I'm watching an old MUDFLOOD, the old MUDFLOOD channel, and he had a channel before, same channel, and it was called George. No, it was called something else. I can't remember. But his name was George. Well, his name wasn't George. I called him George because he'd said to me, "Can I call you?" On one of mine, he said, can I call you? Will I be offended or something? He called me troglodyte. Then he's called me troggy, and I was like, no, or something is politically correct to refer to you as troggy, or whatever. It was quite a smart call in the South. And I was like, no, please. I'd appreciate it. I can't even fucking remember. But either way, and I was like, sorry if I call you George, just cause. Also, actually, no. Okay. Yeah, it's remembered. At the time, I thought it was and it might well, I don't know. I actually thought it was a bloke I was working with who turns out was a flat-out Freemason, who I was surprised. I didn't know much about Freemasons at the time. What I was learning was interesting, to say the least. And actually, when I left that, I was only at this place for a year, and he actually got a job. And funny enough, just complete sentence, whatever, just going to jump in topic. It's the same topic for me. He got a job. He was appointed to a judicial. It's the judicial appeals trial. He was made a judge. This bloke George, who I kind of thought, because he was a bit of a funny character, and he would play a little. I like George, but he might have. Well, he was a Freemason, and now I think about it, he didn't mind having his hand in his pocket, and I like George regardless. So I originally thought it was George fucking with me, like, because I hadn't told him, mentioned anyway, channel anyway. Either way, don't think it was George. It was just bloke MUDFLOOD. We changed his name. Well, he had another channel anyhow. This is going. I'm sort of in a downward spiral here, it seems. Yeah. Well, I was going to sort of go through this, and I'm not going to worry about it because I've already done it, and yeah, it's yeah. I don't realise. Just not doing an act, and I don't want to like repeat myself, and he's going over the same things again and again. And frankly, the longer I sit here, it's like it could be like friends and whatnot around in the non-physical. Here in my apparently physical space, pictures can evolve as if they're videos on the screen, but they're pictures. It's quite fascinating and probably a wonderful part of the dream. Just need to, and I'm alright with that. It's just, just sort of reflecting on the longer I've sat here and pontificated whether I'm looking at this or not. It's like, there's more. There's more. But that's okay, that's alright. And it could all just be, it's just sort of part of the excitement. He looked like he had finger raising. It's like what I get. Can't see that with my eyes. Can't on the screen. As in the screen on the screen, not the phone. Yeah, it's quite cool. I mean, look, as I said, the physical's made up of lots of non-physical, and it's quite exciting. It's just a bit to get collectively our heads around, and realise that our mind is around our heads and it's not the other way around. But in time, be right. Yeah, it's probably not the time for me to flash out this perspective anymore. To leave and not be rude and still be kind. No, it didn't really work. I stressed that one. There's lots going on. It's very late here though. It's kind of all very early depending on your perspective. I suppose the next day. But they all had Terrence. A lot of them had Terrence and Phillip eyes, like beady eyes. Actually, not this bloke. I was a bit sus on him. He's a bit sus on that. Anyhow. They're touching like this, right? I said this out loud before. Well, it's like often that's what the shapes would be like, holding hands when they're walking. I think it's something. It helps things. Helps portray. It's like if you're in a horse costume. I'm thinking like you see like probably more comic books. I would imagine there are horse costumes where someone has to be the bum, the back bit. It doesn't look very practical. Obviously, this probably is more a cartoon thing. Anyway, you know what I mean. There's two people in the thing. Well, that's what. They're in a costume, right? They're in a man. It's a 7-man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's an 8-man costume. But there might be, I don't know how many. It could be heaps. I don't know how many different shapes. There might only be a couple. But this, because that's what this will be like the same. This is like the same thing, right? But it's supposed to be the back as well, right? But that looks like something. But it's, I think, anyhow, we'll go on because frankly, it's not necessary. Lots. I was just going to GIMP it anyway, and it's about the Tunguska event. It's a MUDFLOOD. It's got. I'd watched the aid at the time, and then I found after his channel disappeared. People like the Jungle Surfer telling me he's a shield, but not giving me any bloody information, and talk about saying that that's all he had for why MUDFLOOD wasn't real. So, well, mate, you got to fucking do more than that. Instead of showing a building, dude showed a building from 1800 or something that wasn't MUDFLOOD and said this is evidence that there's no MUDFLOOD. So come on, man, that was a bit disappointing, but I made it. Yeah, that's about what I did. But yeah, the dude, MUDFLOOD, whatever, George, deleted his channel. Right, hang on. So all this stuff disappeared. But then quite a bit later, and this is like 2020 or something, I found a channel which had all these things on it, and I would think it was him doing it, or at least had put them up. He sounds exactly like, I forgot the guy's name now, Steve, the guy from the American Office. That's who Mudelaide sounds like. Did from day dot, and so that's the only credibility in this jungle surfers rash, you know, maniacal, I don't really like the word, claim, you know. It was like he's a shill, that's all he had. I'm like, give me something, because there's that much evidence around. He's trying to tell me it's basements, and I've got buildings here with like 2,000 square metres digged anyhow. Dig up old, well, not go over old things repeatedly, except for this whole video. Well, I haven't got the internet and blah blah blah, and it's nice to find old stuff that I've taped, and that's why I taped it, recorded it, screen recorded it, cost of color taping. Oh, it's just a bit I'm thinking, but if I go
the place.
Obviously I'm not going to show it like
the Tunguska event.
He sounds like Steve.
This is the hardest question to answer.
What's his name? I don't know. You know, we should have not. You should know who I mean. This was the bit I was just looking at, and this was the investigator. I know I might put this clip in. I might in what I don't even know if I'm doing anything. It's just that I saw the image and I was like, oh no, I can't. Couldn't be bothered. Can't be.
Away from my topic. Okay, so when did the Tunguska event happen?
He sounds like Steve.
On the morning of the 30th of June,
not Pichini.
1908. The Soviet State Academy expedition, led by Leonid Kulik, did not happen.
He's in the American Office.
He visited in 1921, but there were not official.
Sounds exactly like him doing it. Even my mate, who's part of the program at the time, you know, he's saying about us. He's like, does sound like him. He's all over TV. He loves it.
I think 1930.
Anyhow,
it is important to note that scientific study happened 10 years after the official event.
Yeah, is it an AI construct, a cover, just a bunch of, you know, funny light crew or other types of things controlling, or having some human looking puppets, or it's just an outfit, just a costume party, and these crew have gone dressed as these 8. You know, let's go and let's pretend that we looked at the Tunguska event 10 years after. I don't know. There's just a lot going on there. And they're holding him back. It's an emotion. It's an act. It's like a. Look at that. That's his ear, but like, it's really. And that, what's that under there? I don't know. And this, that's his lips. It's like someone's. I'm not even gonna say, yeah. What's that? What was that band? It's got chocolate starfish. But that looks like. Anyhow, there's things that stand out. It's all a construct, and this expedition. Who knows the event? Well, they say it's a meteor. There's no crater. So I'm told. I haven't been there. I haven't seen it. This dude, like he's been, he looks like he's come out of a. It was one last thing. I don't know if this was a man or a lady, but that seems to happen too frequently. But this was back in 1940 or something. Obviously happened then as well. What actually got me? I don't know if I'm gonna. Yeah, thank you. That was good curse. Really helped me with that. Not too bad for the thing that helped me drop it. Yeah, look, you see this? Because I was like, I was like, oh fucking hell, grab my. Because she is looking like out there, right? Maybe it's put together. You can see it's like modelling claymation put together. But the point is, right? That's not really showing. See, right, looking out there. There they look. No, it's like here's this. That's actually see, that's like what supposed to be like the shadow, a strong sun coming down here like this was creating this. But maybe that's not obvious to anyone other than myself, but that's fine. But I'll leave it out. Yeah, this one. Oh, I'm funny, it's about to die. I thought it was alright. Leave it out. Steve. The office. He's in the office. I said that, didn't I? The American office. And stuff that comes out on like what natural food. Oh, that to me that makes the most sense out of it. Oh, right. Yeah, it's just likely that this is part of the thing, and they just happen to have some, human-looking. I mean, I don't know. But see, there's things, right? I already went through that, and there's other things, but. No, it's just we're living in an AI construct. That's why a lot of things don't make sense when you look back at them. It's like, oh, why is that? Like, all the buildings, a lot of shit that makes it. It's a construct. No, it's been put together. It's a, it's not presented as part of the riddle. No, this is made up of lots of. It's a computer animated, historical jigsaw piece of the puzzle of what neither he saw or she saw, because it didn't actually happen. We're given this kind of stuff as like, we find it because we actually manifest it. You get interested in something, then this stuff just starts popping out. That's part of the thing we're in. It pops out. It's like, it's that's when you manifest it. It comes from your subconscious. There's a way we can gradually, we're getting closer to it. We're creating it, right? So you start thinking that this stuff starts popping out. It's like we're in a little dream machine. We are a dream machine, right? That's what this, maybe I'm see, Steve, not Buscemi from the American Office, that I don't consider it was a shill, that used to be MUDFLOOD channel. I mean, yeah, well, he popped it out. There's normal. It's like 1, 2, whatever those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 men and a maybe lady. It's a prequel. No, it's going about movies. Forget it. So that's what it is. But then what's happened is I'm looking at it now, and it's like, well, and I think my manifestation has been like speeding up a bit. Where it's like, fuck, I gotta try and control my thoughts, my subconscious better, and I've gradually been doing that. I'm just trying, but because it's turned into these days, it's like my dream. I'm barely conscious power over the dream machine that I am on the system that I'm in. It's turned into these other things. It's becoming, I don't know. There's just me thinking out loud. That's it. Yeah, it usually is, but. Yeah. Well, that's. I'm not going to really probably go on for that. But I did think I should put something on a bit of this dude's video up, just because, just I don't know. It's quite, it's worth reflecting on anyway. The Tunguska event and everything we've been told, or more importantly, what we've not been told. But it's one of those ones. What's this? You phone? Oh, they got a group of these emotional situations. It's a proud moment. Nah. It's how the costume comes, how the outfit is stitched together there. Oh, it's seems to. They're wearing a cape, like Michelle Gibson's channel. There's like a clip that she has on, might be an intro. I haven't watched it for a long time. Dude holds a cape up and it's like it's a visibility cape type thing. That's the technology thing. Is this what this is? That's what's, yeah. You have anything on that cape? The cape, you just be, we're intrepid explorers with impressive fur orb coats and, beards and mouths that, like that. Yeah, it's interesting use of light and dark to create something that our mind classifies in a particular mode and more at what we'd expect or what we've been shown should be the road that we're travelling on. And it's but don't trust Google Maps, or I don't. That's a. So I'm just saying that nothing. Trying to go off the road when you say it's Tortello's, it's not. I'm just saying, it's, having your eye on the road is not a bad thing, and if it's turning into, if there's other paths to take, well, that's nothing to fear. It's all right to say so, and what you see here might be the sort of thing you see or would have seen then, and we'll see next time, and well, it's just here for me, dream time of too late night, go to bed, old man, stop the wine. I haven't had any wine, but I'm gonna stop. This isn't going anywhere. But it's older, often older pictures look like that because I think maybe things away. There's more going on. There was more excitement, more life, perhaps. Which it sounds now opposing everything I've just said, but no, not really, not at all. In fact, but who knows? I wasn't there. It's like a alright, leaving it myself. Yeah, again, as I've said before, it's just spirit. This is what we all are, and I know that. Yeah, I'm programming locks you in a box so hard. You still, even when you know something, sometimes you're trying to almost convince others under the guise of, well, no, convince yourself, but while under the guise of convincing others in a way. Because that's maybe that's what I'm. It's part of what I'm doing. It was not really because I'm not even sure about it, but yeah, who knows? All right, too much. Truth talking. What's with this? Anyhow, let it. He's got a similar ear thing going on. Anyhow, not like a face. I'm not the face marshal. I'm just. It's a bit interesting. Yeah, it's heaps of things maybe have changed. Not just ears, but that's a interesting one anyway. I mean, alright, I'm out. Just getting yeah. That's Mum told me her mum had like a bag. It was like a little fox or something. And she goes, she used to scare the shit out of her. Had the still of their head, the eyes would be looking at her. And I'm like, yeah, of course it was. But yeah, that's just what you did us, and I get that. I understand that. But it's right. I can also understand that. What that would freak you the fuck out. It would have been looking at you, Mum. It has a spirit. It was alive. But there's more to that story. I just forgot what the hell it was. But so maybe we have yeah. All right. Yeah.
So once again, hope you're enjoying the sounds. You're tuned into the Sounds of Unit Grooves live and direct on Trumpet Space and Mixcloud. And that's my TuesLicks. Big up DJ Red. And all locked in.
or even later. So the event happens in 1908, and only study happened 10 years after the official event, or even later. So the event happens in 1908, and only, like 10 years later do we actually get expedition to the place. So what caused the Tunguska event? This is the hardest question to answer. I will rely on Mark Peplow's 2013 article on Tunguska rock samples. This article appeared in Nature magazine, and he's actually relying on another quote, and he says, I'll just read it, there's really not much out there and nothing that's definitively Tunguska, says Phil Bland, a meteorite expert at Curtin University in Perth, Australia. The lack of rock samples has allowed wild speculation about the cause of the event, with some of the more esoteric explanations invoking antimatter and black holes. But most geoscientists think that part of an asteroid or perhaps a comet broke away and fell to Earth as a meteor. Now, if you want my humble opinion, there is no satisfactory explanation as to how a Tunguska meteoroid or its airburst effects had impacted the Earth. So once again, no one in the scientific community has a clue as to how the Tunguska event happened. And if you watch documentaries on YouTube about Tunguska, I think you will find the following. Documentaries propose innumerable theories. Take, for example, the Christoph Schuck 2008 Halbtotal Filmproduktion, and I'll leave a link for this in the description below. This documentary almost insults the viewer by suggesting innumerable theories on how the Tunguska event happens. A mosquito explosion, black holes, and there's just so many different speculations as to how this event happened, and I won't recount all of them. It just leads me to the conclusion that nobody knows officially how this happened, or they're not saying officially how it happened. So these are some of my thoughts. Didn't know how to tie them in, so okay. Another thought I had, and just a general consensus I have from watching other videos on Tunguska, is that nothing grows here today. Only grass grows here. So for whatever reason, trees are prevented from even growing on this soil for whatever reason. Okay. Eyewitness accounts. So when I went to the Wikipedia article on the Tunguska event, it provided 2 first-hand eyewitness accounts of the Tunguska event. The accounts were collected as a result of the Leonid Kulik expeditions, and the most popular, and of course the report is in Russian language, right? And thankfully, because of Google Chrome and other internet browsers, we can translate that into English, and that's what I did. Okay, so as a comment, at the present time, I have not fully read the Kulik expedition report. It's very long. I'd like to get to that later myself. However, I have put together a list of Tunguska phenomenon, which should give an overall view of the event in the eyewitness accounts. So on the 30th of June 1908, at around 7:17, there appeared in the sky a column of bluish light, nearly as bright as the sun, moving across the sky. Early in the morning, a blue column of light is moving across the sky. It's brighter than the sun. 10 minutes later, a flash and a sound which is similar to artillery fire, happens. And the source of the sound moved from the east to the north. And the sounds were accompanied by a shock wave. And according to other accounts, the shock wave is capable of knocking people over. The shock wave is capable of flattening huts. And trees are also snapped in half. Trees are fallen over, but the trees are snapped mid-trunk. And it doesn't say that this was an earthquake, but it does say that there's other tremors, so the ground is shaking. Maybe a very mild earthquake. Who knows how to describe it. Okay, and then also in my video here I'm just going to include the most relied upon eyewitness account, which is the Semenov report. So Semenov is one of the farmers in this area who was close by, who was affected by it, and it's in the Kulik report, and it's the most cited. Okay, so Semenov said that the sky split in two and fire appeared high and wide over the forest. The sky split, or the split in the sky grew larger, and the entire northern side was covered with fire. When the sky opened, hot wind raced between the houses, like from cannons, which left traces in the ground like pathways. During this heat, Semenov was so hot that he said he wanted to tear his shirt off. So there's an incredible heat, and he experienced it on his skin. The sky closed shut, and a strong thump sounded, and then when that happened, Semenov said he was thrown a few meters. I speculate that that's maybe part of the sound wave, I don't know. And it was as if rocks were falling, or cannons were firing, and the earth shook. And afterwards there was a lot of crop damage and broken windows. Okay, now I made a note to myself to read in another phenomenon which happened of recent, and that was in 2013 in Chelyabinsk, Russia, and there was a comet that appeared, and it landed and it hit the ground, and it actually had some similar features to this Tunguska event, where windows were broken, people were knocked over, bright bluish column of light was seen in the sky. It's a very similar phenomenon, so I'm going to pause this video and sneak another video in here. Okay, so just very quickly, this is the Chelyabinsk meteor which happened, and I'm just going to give a very quick definition and then show a video screenshot. And likely I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to learn more. So this is the Chelyabinsk meteor. The Chelyabinsk meteor was a superbolide caused by approximately 20-meter near-Earth asteroid that entered Earth's atmosphere over Russia on the 15th of February 2013 at about 9:20 with a very fast speed. It quickly became a brilliant superbolide meteor over the southern Ural Mountains. The light from the meteor was brighter than the sun, visible up to 100 kilometers away. It was observed over a wide area of the region and in neighboring republics. Some eyewitnesses also felt intense heat from the fireball. I cut it off a little bit, but I'll read it. Initial reports: local residents witnessed extremely bright burning objects in the sky in Chelyabinsk, Kurgan, Sverdlovsk, Tyumen, and Orenburg Oblasts, the Republic of Bashkortostan, and in neighboring regions in Kazakhstan. And amateur videos showed a fireball streaking across the sky and a loud boom several minutes afterwards. Okay, so I had to retell all of this information to bring you up to speed with what I'd like to say next. This is actually the whole purpose of my video, is what I'm going to say now. So, what did I write here? I'm just going to read my script. So part of the challenge in making this video is that I first had to recount the Tunguska event. Otherwise, what I will say next would not have been as meaningful. Okay, so I'll pretense my statements by saying the following is only my opinion and my speculation. The Tunguska event stands to be studied more, including by myself. I need to study this more. But I wanted to make a video sooner than later. At this moment in time, I really wanted to make a video. If you go to Martin Liedtke's channel, and Martin had some helpful information by somebody called Captain Kirk, and I still need to go look at some more of his videos. I haven't recently. But anyway, Martin's talking about comets, or cometographia, and some information they came across. I still need to look at it better. But I think we're on the same subject. And it's a fantastic video, and my only struggle is that it's so much information that I can't currently process all of it. There's so much to be studied and looked at. So I'm thankful to Martin for his video, and please see a link in the description below if you haven't seen that yet. Okay, so back what I really wanted to say is, so the Tunguska event, what was it? I mentioned at the beginning of my video here that I have a problem with the official story. And even the official story is uncertain as to whether an asteroid or meteoroid or meteor from outer space was the cause of the Tunguska event. So if you ask me, what do I think caused the Tunguska event of 1908? I'll say as well, I'm not really certain. But I'll tell you this. I don't believe that an asteroid from outer space is the cause. And why do I feel this way? Well, even though I don't discuss it in my videos, I am a believer that the Earth is flat, and I think that there is a firmament above us, or a dome. That's what's above our heads. And I won't try to make an argument for this. It would take too long in this video, but I assume that most of my audience is familiar with the flat Earth. So why is the flat Earth and firmament important? Well, it's important because most official scientific accounts suggest the Tunguska event was caused by a meteorite from outer space. But if you are like me and have come to reject that space travel is even impossible in the way that NASA presents it to us, how are we supposed to conceive of the Tunguska event? Right? So I don't think this asteroid came from outer space, but how did it happen? Right? That's the one I'm struggling with. But again, if you look at the Chelyabinsk meteor that happened in 2013, you can see that the trajectory does not come from outer space, but moves rather horizontally across the sky. And if you look at a similar video, if you go to Los Angeles, look at a video called SpaceX Falcon 9, you also see a comet which follows a similar horizontal trajectory, right? Okay, so I'm going off my script here. So going back to the Semenov account from the Kulik expedition to the Tunguska site, many details are also presented. Most strikingly in the Tunguska event is that there's sounds of artillery and shock waves and ground tremors and smashed windows. Okay, if you've watched my previous New Madrid earthquake video, or my Caracas earthquake video, or Napoleon's comet video, there's actually a strangely repeatable pattern with some of the details found in the Tunguska event and these earthquakes, and that's artillery fire, sounds of it, shock waves, loud blasts of light, right? Earth tremors. Very regrettably, I actually lost some old earthquake videos I had on my previous channel, but take my word for it, if you go looking into the historical earthquake which happened at Port Royal, Jamaica, or the Boston earthquake, there are also accounts of similar type of blasts, like artillery fire, which happen in and around the time of the earthquake. Okay, the New Madrid earthquake of 1812 had very similar details. There were distinct blasts which sounded like artillery. There were foul smells similar to sulfurous vapor and tremors. And like the Tunguska event, the New Madrid earthquake event also had trees snapping mid-trunk. Right? So, that concludes the script and the things I wanted to talk about.